Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Saturday Feel Good. Saying hello all the way to you from Thailand in the monastery here. Sorry I couldn't be with you guys, but I wanted to record a Dhamma talk, a wisdom talk for you guys. For those who have returned, welcome, it's good to see you. For everyone who is new, welcome as well. And hopefully we'll get to meet each other very soon. A little context briefly for the new people in the room is prior to becoming a monk, for me I was a licensed marriage and family therapist from San Diego and also from Malibu, California. My specialty really was working with addiction, so teen drug addiction. Also now I've been a monk here at Thailand for about 7 months, and when I do these kind of teaching, when I do these kind of talks, I want to bridge the two different worlds. So bridging the ancient wisdom of the East along with psychology, my background from the West. And I think sometimes we can get lost in these concepts and these deep thoughts, but for me, let's use it. Let's use these ancient wisdom. Let's bridge it with current times, with issues that we're experiencing that's practical to us. By the time you guys leave this class, I want to make sure you have the tools. I want to make sure you have the steps to improve your life and not just come here, we feel good, but really take action and have a plan that you can utilize right the moment that you walk out of this door. So the topic that we're going to discuss today is discipline. When it comes to discipline, I think who we can look up to is the military. For me, it's really the Navy SEALs. Coming from San Diego, there's a team, top team in San Diego, the Navy SEALs, where they actually train there in Coronado, and during the summer you can actually see them just running in the water, training for these big missions, but they are probably the most disciplined, trained, the hardest recruits training ground to enter a program. But I wanted to show you a video of what they have to go through, and with them, so many applicants apply, so many people are coming to the program, and if you were to quit the basic training, all you have to do is ring a bell, put your hat down, and you're dismissed. But for them is they're trying to train you, discipline, body, heart, mind, spirit, and really get you into becoming a soldier. So I wanted to show you a video of what they have to go through for discipline.
6 times 3. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Hurry up.
8, 18.
Oh!
Ring the bell 3 times, put your helmet on the ground, you're done.
You don't make it, you do it again!
Have you been tested this hard ever in your life?
Never.
Winning here is a conscious decision. Make up your mind whether you want to pass or choose to fail.
All right, now, gentlemen, I'm going to introduce y'all to something called not being able to breathe.
Andrew, come back. Come back to the light. Take all this shaking and all this cold, harness it, turn it into aggression.
You just prove to your bodies, through your mind, that you can push yourself further than you thought possible.
Go get wet! Run!
I met my limit, so
Sit. You sure you want to be here?
Yes, I do.
Are you absolutely sure?
I'm positive.
Whatever you have to do, just find an excuse to win. Keep going.
It pays to be a winner.
I like having my buddies that I can depend on, and I would like for them to be able to depend on me.
You guys are our band of brothers.
Yeah, so as you can see, the training that they're going through is very intense. That's kind of what we typically see when we think of discipline. But on another hand, I wanted to introduce you to something a little bit different. And I'm part of the Middle Way Meditation Institute. We have a team that is spread out through 6 continents, and our task is really to spread inner peace, or to teach inner peace. Have people spark that, and then they can share that with the rest of the world. But this is our team, and this is in the spiritual world. We also practice discipline, and that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. How do we actually take care of the heart, the body, the mind, and the spirit? Again, some of these things that I'm going to go over with you are very basic. I'll try to give you guys some tips to review, and please take notes and see what applies to you. As you're listening to this talk, check in. What makes sense for you? What gets you excited? And when you are excited, take note of it and try to implement it. Because if you're not excited about it, you're not going to finish it. So again, just take the things that apply to you and then implement them. With our staff, we require them every single week to take care of those 4 categories. You need all 4 to be balanced. How do you care for your body? How do you care for your heart? How do you care for your mind? And then also, how do you care for the spirit? And many times people will just take care of 1 or 2 categories, but they're not taking care of the other 3. So make sure, if you want to have balance, if you want to have inner peace, you have to develop these 4 categories. And discipline is the foundation. Discipline, again, leads to good meditation. And when you have good meditation, that leads to wisdom. That's what we're building up to. But again, I'm just going to go through and walk with you guys through these steps, and take notes, jot it down, and hopefully you can apply these steps. We'll start right with the body. And one of the things that is lacking with so many people is getting enough sleep. Very basic, but make sure you know your body, like observe it and explore it. Many times we hear you need 8 hours of rest. Well, what does that even mean? Is it quality rest? Is it the length of time that matters? But for you, observe and explore your body and what works for you. Disclosure for me is, before becoming a monk, I always struggled with sleep. I would take melatonin and I would take Benadryl because it would take me so long to fall asleep and to stay asleep. But I was doing that, and I relied on it for about 4 years. One of the tips that I learned here in Thailand was learn how to sleep correctly. A tip that they gave us and that we learned in the monastery was, your bedroom is for sleep. One of the things, and think of your bedroom, but one of the things people do is, when you go into their bedroom, they have their computer, they eat there, they work there, they talk on the phone, they lay down, but it's all types of room. But make sure, clean it up. A bedroom should just be to sleep. A bed, a pillow, and it's time to sleep. So that's a first step. A second piece to it is, one thing that I learned is so many times throughout the day, we're doing so much good for the world. We're always developing, we're always giving, even throughout the week. We do a lot of good. So then recollect it, feel good again. For me, just being a monk, that feels amazing to me. So recollect that proud feeling. If you guys helped out a coworker, remember that. Close your eyes and really take the time to see, that really feels good, and hold that feeling. Any other good, if you helped to volunteer, if you helped the homeless, if you called your mom, if you helped the people in this room, just helping each other, helping the guests, having lunch together, all these proud feelings that is collected throughout the day, put it at your center. Sleep with that. For me, I used to always use the end of the night to think about my problems, and I would reflect. What were the issues of the day? What are the issues of the week? And then what do I need to think about tomorrow? So my mind was always active. And being in the monastery, they taught me that's not the place. Because your last thought of the evening is going to be your first thought in the morning. So learn how to sleep correctly. But when you go to bed, go to sleep, lay down, close your eyes, and really recollect the good deeds. Think of all the good things you did today. Think of all the good things you did this week. Think of all the good things you did in this lifetime, and allow the proud feeling to just expand and cover your body. Just like this bear, cover yourself with this, we call it merit field, merit blanket, but it's just a pure whiteness, pure brightness that re-energizes you. So just imagine yourself being covered with this pure goodness, and sleep in that. And if you can sleep in that, it recharges you. When you wake up, you're fully refreshed and you're ready to go. This is the one tip for me with sleep that changed my whole life. And since then, I haven't had to take any Benadryl, and no sleep aid, none of that stuff, and I can go to sleep right away, and I wake up refreshed and fulfilled. So sleep is very important. Make sure you note that in your book. Eat balanced meals. This is something people often try to do, but they're not consistent. So for you, any yo-yo diets you've tried before, any meal plans that you tried before that maybe might not have worked, forget about it. It's okay, no big deal. Don't put that stress on yourself, but start fresh. As of today, moving forward, be more mindful. Get your good protein, get your good vegetables, get fruit, but stick to the basic and clean that up, because it impacts everything else. It impacts your mood, it impacts just your feeling throughout the day. So pay attention to what you're eating. To take care of the physical body is just working out, exercising. Make sure you're moving, get your heart rate up. People tend to think exercising is going to the gym, but again, pay attention to your body and what works for you. Before coming to Thailand, also working as a therapist, besides that, for me, I was a dancer before, so exercising and moving for me meant a dance class. Exercising for me meant stretching. I love stretching. I like yoga. I like keeping my muscles lean, but don't get locked up into what physical activity looks like. But make sure, for you to sustain it, what do you enjoy? What do you like? So you're in New York City, you have all these options, so make sure, play around and find an activity. It could be anything. You can go dancing, you can go walking, Central Park, anything, but each day, make sure you get in some physical activity where you get your heart rate up. Rest when sick. In America, where we have this mentality where you just push through, To be successful, to be a good employee and a good coworker, it's just whether you're healthy or not healthy, just push through. And again, to be balanced, make sure when you're not feeling well, take time to rest, and it is okay. Drink enough fluids, get your sleep, call out of work if possible, but take time to rest and give yourself that permission. Having regular doctor visits. We tend to overlook this, but for me, a tip that might help you is just schedule it in advance. Every 6 months, every 3 months, every year, check up whatever you need. When you call it in, when you already have it set and put in your planner, you don't have to think about it, but make sure you keep it up. And this is one way for you, again, to take care of your physical body. Reducing caffeine. It becomes a habit for a lot of people where it's just so common. Let's go to Starbucks. Let's go to Coffee Bean. And it becomes part of your routine. But pay attention. Coffee is not bad, but for you specifically, pay attention to how does caffeine impact my mood? How does it impact my body? Does it impact my sleep? But again, the sugar that we have, the caffeine that we have through the sweets, through the coffee, just be mindful and see when I intake these things, does it impact me negatively? Is it neutral or is it positive? But that's just one thing to pay attention to for the physical body. Taking a nap. A lot of you guys are busy in New York City. You might not have the time to fully sleep enough. So if that is the case, again, plan, take a nap, power nap, 5 minutes, 10 minutes between your different tasks, and that might recharge your body. So those are just a few tips for the physical body. For the next part is just having a caring heart, and this one is regarding relationships and building the emotion piece of you. So one tip is really taking the time to journal. Many times throughout the day, we just experience so many emotions. Having a journal or a diary to just simply reflect what happened throughout the day, what are some things that came up for you, but really take this as a tool to observe yourself. How do I act? How do I feel? What's happening to me? But this is your own little sacred world where this is your time to care for your heart and to actually practice kindness and compassion. Life is difficult, so take the time to just be very gentle and very kind, and this is a tool that you can use to care for yourself. Feelings are coming up every single day with all the different interactions that we have with our coworkers, with our spouses, with our partners. When I'm working with my clients, I see that people don't make time. It's strange, but they don't make time to honor their feelings. Whatever. Sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're happy, and moods can shift up and down, and that is okay and that is normal. But to be helpful for you, pick a time. 5 minutes a day, and just feel what you have to feel, and then let it go. On the other spectrum is don't keep it for too long, because some people will keep it for an entire day, but I would say schedule even. It's okay to schedule a time where you just feel what you're feeling, experience it, observe it, breathe through it, and again, let it go, but be human for a second. Self-affirmations. This one is key because many of us were always helping other people, but we tend to neglect ourselves. One key tip you can do is just saying it out loud, maybe even looking in a mirror, but saying positive things for yourself. You can even write it down. For me, when I was in a very negative space, one thing that I did was I wrote 100, I actually typed it out, 100 self-affirmations, just on a sheet. Word document, I printed it out, I cut it up, just, you're a great person, talk about your strengths, talk about the goodness. I cut it apart, and then I spread each affirmation throughout the room, just randomly, in that sock drawer, in my jeans, in my dresser, and then I just let it go. And it was cool because throughout the week, actually throughout the month, I would just forget about it, and randomly I would come across these affirmations. I'm like, oh, okay, that's something positive, but it's just another way for you to take care of your heart. Gratitude list. For anyone feeling down, anyone having heaviness or challenges throughout the day or the week, doing a gratitude list can shift your mood. For me, at a dark period of my life, just not being as grateful, I would make a list of 25 things, big or small, doesn't matter, of the things that you're grateful for. And for me, I would say it. As I'm driving to work, I would say, I'm grateful I have food in my refrigerator. I'm grateful I have my parents. I'm grateful I have money in the bank. I'm grateful I have electricity. But every single morning for 2 years, I would drive to work. I would do my gratitude list. And then as I was driving back home, I would do my gratitude list. So 2 times a day, I would do that, just 25 items. And every time I would still be sad, then I would do it again. But add as much as you want to, but this can really help shift your mood and train you to develop a habit to take care of your heart. Telling someone how they impact you. It's very strange in relationships how we experience each other every single day. Some of you have spouses that you're laying next to in bed with and you have a commitment with. And we have these positive relationships with them, but it's in our head and the other person doesn't even know how what they're doing impacts you. And for me, if you want to transform your relationship, take this risk. Tell them how they impact you, the good you see in them. But really, when things are calm, pull them to the side. Or if you want to be extravagant, take them out to dinner and really honor them. Honor that relationship and just share with them. Because you're here in my life, because you're here with me. This is how you improve it. This is how you impact me. But if you can take this risk, if you can pour your heart out there, it will transform your whole world. So I would challenge you to do this. Share loving kindness. At the end of meditation, when you are calm, when you're still, take the time to first share loving kindness with yourself. Truly feel it. Send all of these positive wishes, kindness, compassion, gratitude, self-love to you first. Then, when that brightness expands, share it with those around you in the room, then share it with the city, share it with the world, and even share it to your enemies. And if you can do this, it will soften your heart. Seeing the good in others. This is something you can journal. For me, when I was in the monastery, I ordained with about 30 guys, 30 monks. And one of the things for me before, I used to have issues with jealousy. And if you are a jealous person, this will help you. But really, take out a journal, put someone's name on top of it, and for the next 30 days or 21 days, whatever you want to do, just pay attention to the good that you see in others. And for me, I wrote 30 people's names on each sheet of paper. And for that 30 days, I just made a list. Every good that I saw in them. Oh, this person is very clean. I like how this person speaks with kindness and compassion. I like how this person cleans their plate. I like the tone that they use. I like the language that they use. But for what this exercise does, it trains you to not be critical, not to find fault in others, but really to see the good that other people possess, and then when you can identify that, then start to incorporate those good qualities into yourself. That's a key piece of it as well. Now we'll go into the third category, is how do you take care of the mind? One tip is to do something that you're not an expert in, that you're not used to. For us, we're used to mastering everything. We're used to being good, and we're performance driven. But to keep your mind fresh, young, and activated, really try something completely out of your realm and just go in it with an open attitude, wanting to learn, and it will develop skills, whether it's memory, but different things for the mind to really stimulate it. So I would challenge you, try something new, a new activity that you're not good at. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it will be good for the mind. The next one for the mind is meditation. You guys already did it before this session, but again, meditation helps to purify your mind. For me, the way I see it is just a refinement, detoxification process, allowing all the dirt, debris, your perception, your lens to looking at the world, just bring it down. Bring it down, and you're clearing the lens. Make sure you see things clearly. But this meditation is just another practice to support you of having a good mind, but also having a clear mind. You're seeing things as they are and not making up a story. So hopefully you're starting to see that with the practice of meditation each week, that your mind is more clear, more alert, and more neutral. Doodle and coloring. I know this sounds strange, but many times we're thinking a lot, especially as adults. We're always planning the next step, but take time to do something that is completely mindless. Go back to being a child. Get creative. Go to the 99-cent store, get a coloring book, get a blank piece of paper, get crayons, do what you gotta do, but make sure you take the time to do something that's so mindless. Get you out of here, because this is the piece that is getting in your way. Just to get out of the process of thinking and give yourself a little break. This will also be supportive with your meditation. Simple. You guys are in New York City. Go for a walk. Get out in nature. It's so beautiful there. But take the time each day to feel the air. Take off your shoes. Like, actually feel the ground, feel the sand, feel the rocks, feel the cement, and get grounded. Because even just wearing shoes with the stuff that we're wearing with clothes, it just limits us. So take off your shoes, enjoy the nature, go sit down and really connect, because you're part of nature. So get out in nature and again, allow your mind to settle. Let the dirt and debris from the day settle down a little bit. Turning off your electronics. Many of you guys will not do this, so let's force ourselves. Start with 5 minutes a day. Even it's strange when I'm watching people meditate, their phone is still on. This is your time to get back and connected with you. So at least give yourself this gift of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever you want to commit to, but just having this intention of unplugging. Unplug from the internet. And again, get back into your internet. But go inside. Turn off all your sensory, your 5 senses. Turn off all your electronics. And again, go inside. Take the time for yourself. Last section. So this is part 4 of it. And it's just, how do you take care of the spirit? First one is just meditation. We talked about it. But also praying. Praying is so important because it gives you an opportunity, like I said, to shut off your 5 senses, connect to a higher power, connected to a source. It doesn't matter what you believe in, who you believe in, what religion, but really we're all part of something. And take this moment to really send your wishes, send the things that are heavy for you out into the universe and allow them to take care of it. But getting quiet, getting still, and connecting to your center is imperative. That is how you take care of your spirit. If you are wanting to develop a meditation practice, don't worry so much about the quality quite yet, but start with developing the habit. Sit down, close your eyes. When I'm working with people, I always tell them, give me a time. Okay, you want to start a meditation practice? Give me an amount of time. What, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour? It doesn't matter. Pick a time that you can commit to, and really the key to this discipline is, can you do this every day? Training yourself. Sit down, close your eyes, don't move, and start with the habit first, and then we can clean it up. But I would challenge you, everyone in the room, but pick a time and challenge yourself and test yourself. Can I do this for the next 21 days, 30 days? But keep it simple and develop the habit first. Since we're in a monastery and in this environment, but you can discuss with the monks, you can discuss with a priest, any one of your faith or tradition, but using a spiritual director would help you. Why it's so important is because they're looking at issues from a different lens. When you're talking to your friends, colleagues, mentor, they're giving you what they know, but when you're talking to a monk, to a priest, they're solely coming from the spiritual lens. Giving you a different insight, they're teaching you a different language, but they're talking about the soul, they're talking about their spirit, they're talking about your inner world. And when you're trying to navigate yourself, many times you need a guide, someone who's been there before, so utilize that. We know how to operate in the physical world, but in the spiritual world, it's a little bit different. We haven't had that much practice, so seek someone in that realm, like monks or priests, to really help guide you. And take the time to reframe your questions. What are you wanting to ask? Do you even know how to ask these questions? And that's what we're here for, and that's what they're here for. So please utilize us. A meditation journal. So if you already kind of have a meditation practice, keep a log, and this one will transform you tremendously. The purpose of this is not to judge how you meditated, but really to observe yourself. Just be like a scientist. But when I'm meditating and I have a good experience, I'm relaxed, I'm at peace, how did you get there? What was it? Is it what you did before that was different? Is it the weather? Is it how you dress? Does drinking coffee and caffeine disrupt your meditation? The topic of conversation that you guys are having about politics, does that disrupt your meditation? But really, just explore. When I have a meditation that is distracted, why? How come? When I have a meditation that is still and peaceful, why? How come? And just observe and take notes, and this can accelerate your meditation practice. For the spirit, I'm going to combine these two, resolving conflict and also asking for forgiveness. But relationships are difficult. You guys know that. And many times when we have challenges, when we have things that are heavy for us, go straight to the source. Instead of suffering, Maybe we have pride, maybe we have ego. Actually, we do have pride and we have ego, but if you are courageous to take this risk and be honest, it can transform you. But if there is any conflict and heaviness in your life, I would challenge you to talk to the person directly. Speak truthfully. I apologize. I had an issue with a coworker a couple years ago where we just had a difference of opinion. And after my very first ordination, I just went back and I just noticed this heaviness. I pretend like nothing was wrong. Everything's cool. Everything's great. No big deal. We walk past each other. We don't make contact. We're cordial. It doesn't faze me. But in actuality, you can trick yourself. You can lie to yourself. But the soul knows. And it's a little bit too heavy. And if you want to free yourself, address it. Apologize. I can see how you had that perception. I can see how you saw things that way. And for me, I always apologize because I know it's just too heavy. It's just too heavy for my soul. And for someone who is on the path of self-development, if it takes my ego being bruised, if it takes me being less prideful, I'm okay with that. So this is something you have to figure out. What's more important, pride and ego, or actually on a spiritual path where your soul will be lighter? So whether you want to speak truthfully or not, I would challenge you. But this is something that can free your spirit immediately. So try it out. Quiet time. Again, we live in a busy world. Take just a few minutes, but set the intention of this is my time. It doesn't have to be meditation, but it can just be a time to unwind. My spirit, the way back home is through stillness, is through calmness. It's a need of the soul. It needs to be still. It needs to be calm. It needs to have silence. So take the time to just, again, nurture the spirit. A few minutes. Set up a timer if you have to, but keep this practice and it will nurture your inner world. Breathe. Breathe. It sounds ridiculous, but many times we just operate like a robot. We're just doing things, like clockwork. And just look right now, as a group, just take a deep breath. Breathe. Life is difficult, but it doesn't have to be heavier than what it is. So just take a deep breath. Let it go, and continue that and be mindful. So in summary, we talked about mind, body, heart, mind, and spirit. But for our team to do the kind of work that we're doing, to try to spread world peace, we understand that it starts with ourselves. If you want to change the world, you can't do it unless you change you first. And how do you change you? Simple. Take care of these 4 things. It's like the wheels of a car. You need all 4 parts. Body, heart, mind, and spirit. I gave you all the tools, and you can even add more. But just pick an item and start acting on it, which is step 2 and step 3. But really, don't overthink it. 1 item. Everyone will get so excited. They'll develop this humongous plan. Don't do that. Don't do that. All I'm requesting from you after watching this is just 1 item that you can start implementing. 1 item for the body, you know that. 1 item for the heart, mind, and spirit. And if you can do this every single week, it will transform your whole world. Also, act today. Once you leave this room, the door, you can act today. Don't wait till tomorrow. If you're the type of person that says, I'm going to wait for tomorrow, you're already done. You're not doing it. We had this conversation before. We've been on this path before. So if you're wanting to be on this path of healing, to be balanced and whole, start. You don't need any money. You don't need any time. Just start today with the tools that I'm giving you. And also make it a lifestyle. Keep it simple, one item. And then when you can perfect this, then you can start adding to it. But again, I hope this is helpful for you guys. If it sparks something inside of you, take it, explore it, make it your own. And if it has no power, and you're like, what is he talking about? Then don't use it, and it's okay. But again, this is just a structure, a framework, and a foundation that you guys can use to develop this. And why this is so important, going back full circle, is discipline. Everyone gets so excited. It's the honeymoon stage. You're going to do it for 2 days. It's going to feel great, and then it's going to taper off. Discipline means I do it every single day because I understand the importance, and I'm making a commitment and a pledge. Find a friend, do it together. But the secret really is, can I sustain this? Can I do it every single day? And can I keep it going? Because this is a lifestyle. This is not a yo-yo diet. This is not a season, but a lifestyle that you can implement it because you need all these 4 parts. But hope this is helpful for you guys. Miss all you guys. I'll hopefully be seeing you guys soon, but have a discussion amongst yourself and brainstorm. What can you take away from this talk? What can you add to it? How do you guys support one another? But take this time and enjoy. Welcome again to Saturday Feel Good, and hope to see you soon. Sacho.